Hey guys, how are you all doing? I want to put on my apron because I'm in the kitchen. I'm about to cook. So, I know I look funny, but it is what it is. Maybe someday I shall share the story. For now, let's share a recipe. Yeah, I have this recipe that I figured out. I haven't shared it on YouTube and I wanted to make it now, and I decided let me just share with my viewers. Of course, whenever I have a new recipe, I just throw it to you. For those people who don't love oily foods that are cooked with oil or a lot of oil, this video is for you. So I'm gonna share it step by step. And also one of my favorite meal, which I have occasionally, I can even take months before even having that particular meal. So I'm gonna share the same recipe with you in my own way. Yeah, my own way of cooking. It's something that is on the internet. You can Google and you can get different recipes, but I'm gonna share my way. So welcome to the channel. I want to go to the market first, get a few things, and then when I come back I'll share the recipe. Yeah, I did put the apron on because I want to cook something on the gas and I want to do dishes, so I don't want to get spills on my t-shirt and then I get to look like anywho. Yeah, so if you love the video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Please, let's not ask a comment concerning my hair. Let's just ask a comment concerning food. Yeah, if you ask about my hair, I really don't think I would want to answer now, so let's just skip that. These are the few things that I needed from the market. So I got some tomatoes, some kales, some omena, also some peanuts and chickpeas, beans, as well as sugar. I got some eggs. I got this to make mandazi. Also got some lemon. I got sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes when it comes to breakfast. So that is what I got. I want to make meatballs, and this is an updated version. If you've ever seen meatballs in my channel, which I think I did once, but it was a different recipe. So this time I'm gonna do an updated version of the meatballs, and these are the ingredients that I want to use. I got that meat from the butcher. I selected the cut myself and also added a little bit of fat because I don't want my meatballs to be hard or something that isn't moist. So I selected the cut and I got it minced. These are the ingredients that I want to use. So I'm using some coriander, I'm using spring onion, which are the salad onions. I'm also using the green pepper, the small green peppers. I've chopped everything together with the red onion, and then I'm gonna mix that all in the minced meat. I'm gonna go on the low side of spices. I don't want spices in this kind of recipe, not too much, just a little bit. So I'm using 2 free range eggs. The eggs act as a binder so that when they get exposed to any liquid, they don't get to crumble. But adding an egg doesn't guarantee that it is completely going to serve you the purpose. So there's a different way that is going to serve you the purpose. So I'm using some nutmeg. I've also added some cayenne pepper for a little bit of spiciness. I love spiciness, and to include spiciness I just needed some cayenne pepper. So this is whole nutmeg. I'm grating a little bit, half of the nutmeg. I've removed the shell. I'm using cornstarch, a little bit of cornstarch, also to act as a binder. Then I'm gonna mix everything together, apply some oil on my hand so that I can be able to roll the minced meat into balls. Remember, I didn't add any oil into this mixture, so I'm just using the oil so that the balls don't stick on my hands. Then I'm gonna put them in the fridge. Either you can put them overnight or you can put for some hours, which I'm going to do, I think, for some hours, and then I'll prepare them. You can put in the freezer, and then after maybe 1 hour, remove, put on the fridge section. So I started from the fridge area and then I went to the freezer section. You see this lemon here? This is baking soda that I sprinkled on the lemon so that any bacteria that is hovering in the fridge can be observed inside the lemon. So if you put baking soda on the lemon and then put it in the fridge, it will absorb all the bacteria, all the odors, so the fridge doesn't smell whenever there is food in the fridge, and the fridge stays very, very fresh. I also did the same. I squeezed lemon and added baking soda. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the lemon today and let this sit. Put the lemon on this compartment here. So these are foods that I batch cooked over the weekend. I have a video on TikTok about this for the kids, snacks for school. So this is where I want to put the lemon. Trust me, my fridge doesn't have any smell. This is one of those hacks that not only works for the fridge but also can work for your home. If you feel like you don't want to use air fresheners or things that have odor, like me, I really can't stand air fresheners, and I'm not somebody who loves sprays or anything. So I put this lemon and baking soda on various corners of the house, and the house is just very fresh. Even in the bathroom, I do the same. I want to prepare, just dry the chapati. This is brown flour. I'm using the stone ground. Honestly, I love the stone ground when it comes to brown flour because it has this ancient smell, like the smell I used to smell wheat when I was young, raw wheat or flour from the raw wheat. So I'm making chapatis. I'm including some carrots in it, and then I'm gonna dry them and put them in the freezer area. Of course, I have the white ones. I just wanted to have the brown ones, maybe for me if I want to eat chapati. I'm not a big consumer of chapatis, but I do make chapatis for my family. So I've needed the dough. I'm gonna put it here. I'm not going to take you through the making of chapati because I've done that before. The main thing for this video actually was this omena. I wanted to show you. I had done a video on TikTok and I figured out, let me just take this recipe to YouTube and show my viewers. So I got some omena, and I get from one seller that I know her omena doesn't have eggs, but that doesn't make me just trust 100% that they don't have stones. So this is what I do so that I don't get the shock that they had maybe some small stones. I'm lighting the candle so that I can scare away flies, because flies come whenever things like omena are in the house. So I'm sprinkling some salt, adding some hot water. I'm going to let this soak for around 1 hour. Yeah, when you soak like this, the stone goes down, all the scales and everything, the dust from the omena goes down into the bowl, and then I just pick them slowly like that as we leave the other residues down. And then I'm gonna run in clean cold water for gently, don't mince handles, because at this point they are a bit soft. And then I run like that. So at this point there is no stone, there's no that dust of omena. I'm going to apply a little bit of oil on my tray because I don't have parchment paper or anything, so I'm just using oil so that the omena doesn't stick. The only thing I'm adding into this omena is only salt. You can add a little bit of oil, but because we are skipping the oil, I'm adding only salt. And then I'm going to dry in the oven. You don't put it in the oven and just leave it like that. I put it in the oven, and then I used high heat, the highest heat of my oven, but I'll keep checking after every approximately 6 minutes. I keep checking so that they don't get to burn, and I keep turning them until they reach a point whereby I can see smoke from the oven, but it is not smoke that indicates that the omenas are burnt, no. But this is what I do every 6 to 7 minutes. I keep coming back and turn them so that we can avoid burning, and also so that they can just bake and dry up. The purpose of doing this is to dry up the omena for longer storage. When you do this, you can store in the pantry for as long as you want. If you store raw omena, if you don't air it all the time, sometimes it creates dust mites. And me, I don't want to store raw omena in the house. What I want to do is just dry them and use them whenever I want. So if I want to add tomatoes and onions, I simply do that and just prepare my omena. Sometimes if I just want to take it like that, I just take it like that. It's very tasty. Salt, and that is it. You don't need oil in that omena. This is the easiest way for you to actually prepare your omena and store it instead of soaking it in a lot of oil. When you deep fry omena, it soaks in a lot of oil.
because by the time you remove the omenas from the oil, it's very, very oily. So I don't see the benefit of that omena because it has already soaked in the oil. It doesn't give you the healthier side of consuming it, but it also gives you the non-nutritional side of consuming it. So I aired my chapatis like this so that they can remove the hotness. I don't want to store them in the pepper while they're still hot. So I aired them for some 5 minutes and they were cold, and then I put them in the freezer. So I wanted to have a supply of chapati for the next maybe 2 weeks in my freezer. When I cook them like this, I just put them in the freezer, and that is it. Whenever I want to now make them, I just remove them and add some oil, and that is it. I got some bottles that I want to use in making shots, cough syrups, flu syrups, things for the skin, immunity boosters. This is what I want to make today. So I got some bottles, and I added these bigger bottles for my kombuchas, but the smaller ones are for dawa. Yeah, I have made dawa like I think it's 3 years ago, and I wasn't so consistent, but I'm back to into making them again, but including my own things. Like I don't want to follow whatever everybody is making. I just make what I feel like is comfortable, what my stomach can tolerate. So I want to make mincemeat, and I want to make the meatballs, and this is the recipe for the meatball, the sauce. I'm chopping some peppers, the green peppers and onions, into bigger chunks. I'm also doing the same with tomatoes. I'm doing the same with garlic. And then after that, I'm gonna put them in the pot, add a little bit of oil and salt, and then cook them whole like that. I'm going to cook them for 5 minutes until they soften a little bit, and then I shall blend the paste. This method of cooking might look funny and might look like it's gonna give you a tasteless dish, but trust me, with the blending and addition of salt and a few ingredients, this is the best sauce that you can have. You can use the same sauce for your meat or any fish recipe. Yeah, so this is what I did. It took like 5 minutes, and then I transferred into my blender. I blended it into a paste. I didn't add water. I just blended with the natural juices because the blender is strong. So I just blended it like that, and it gave us some paste. When you add water, the recipe changes. But if you blend like this, the recipe doesn't change. If you blend and then add water in the pot, it's a different recipe compared to when you add water and then you blend it with it. So I'm adding a little bit of water because we want enough sauce to boil the meatballs. The meatballs have been sitting in the fridge for some time, and when you have to put the meatballs in the fridge so that they get to harden and stay firm. If you don't, the entire process will change. I don't know, but the entire process will change. So I'm gonna this particular batch was in the freezer. I changed it, and then I put the other batch on the freezer section. So I'm gonna put it like this in the meatball. Remember, no frying, no baking. If you want it to be very moist, just follow this procedure. So this procedure is very much direct, and that's very much it for this recipe. So I immersed the meatballs in the sauce, and then I covered without disturbing them, and I just let them cook as easy as that. It made my work easier because I don't need to come and keep tossing things from side to side. I'm making the dawa, and this is how I'm making my dawa. This is the green apple. I'm gonna mix the green apple with ginger, with some turmeric, and also I made sure that the ginger is not on the higher side, and also the turmeric is not too much on the higher side. I just wanted to levelize everything, because sometimes you can do this and you find yourself that other things are on the higher side, which doesn't taste pleasant. I love this kind of dawa because it's a gut healer. Yeah, it heals your gut, it heals your skin, it heals your immunity. So I love this kind of dawa. So I added some lemon, ginger, apple, Then I'm gonna throw in the pineapple because we need some sweetness, and also pineapple has its own vitamins to add into the dawa. So I added one pineapple, blended along with the rest of the things that I have chopped, and then sieved using my cheesecloth. My cheesecloth might seem like it's dirty, but it's not dirty because I sieve most of the turmeric things, other things there, making oil, I sieve it there, but it's very clean because I do wash it. Most of the time I sieve turmeric from it. So I sieved it because I don't have a juicer, and this is the shortest cut that I would have used, blender, and it still served the purpose. I'm adding some cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is a big healer. It surpasses all the peppers. So to me, my preference is cayenne pepper, just a pinch, and then I'm gonna transfer into the bottles. As I'm doing this voiceover, I have taken like 2 shots, and honestly I love it. It doesn't irritate my stomach. Most of the mixing that we do, people don't really understand their body. You have to understand your body, what it can withstand. The people, when they take these shots, they'll get ulcers, heartburns. But as for me, I know how to take it, and you don't take it with meals. Just take it in the morning when your stomach is completely empty, and then you can eat something an hour later. You don't have to mix everything together, because if you want it to serve the purpose, don't mix it with meals. Just take it on an empty stomach. So my meatballs are done. This is like I think 10 to 15 minutes later, and the meat is nicely cooked evenly. It has absorbed the sauce. You see, this is what I was looking for. The meatballs have to absorb the sauce, and then you will get the natural flavors instead of baking and then you change the flavors. Anyway, it's my way. So I've added some coriander as garnish, and this is the meal. Yeah, I'm gonna give let me give you a review of it, a taste of it.
So I wanted to taste this food with you, like see the sauce, look at how thick it is. And the reason for me to cook these meatballs like this is so that they get all the juices, they don't get too hardened. Because if you cook a different way, like other people do dry in the oven first, or others pre-fry it. Of course, initially I used to fry it before shallow fry it before I cook the meatball in a sauce. But this time I decided, because I want the flavors of the meat, the natural flavors of the meat, I had to throw in the meatballs inside the sauce so that the meaty flavor can go into the sauce and the meatballs don't get too hardened, so that when you eat it, you see it's still intact. It's still a meatball. It didn't crumble, it didn't tear apart. Whatever little that crumbled made a very thick sauce. And the recipe that I've given for the sauce, trust me, that is the best recipe you can ever use. So as you can see, you see that it's very, very moist, so it's not dry. And that is what we are looking for. And I really wanted eggs. So the free range eggs that I got, I used them to make my fried rice. Let's taste. Oh my god, this meal is very delicious, very delicious, too delicious. Try this recipe out, you're gonna love it. So I'm gonna add avocado here. I really love a lot of protein in my meals. I'm gonna add avocado here, and then it will complete my meal. Yeah, I wish I had some broccoli, but I don't have. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video very interesting, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about today's video. So until my next one, bye guys.